So it's about 1 a.m. in the morning right now. And I have to be up early enough tomorrow because I want to go for a jog before I go into work. I mean, I only work at 2 o'clock, like 2 p.m. in the afternoon anyway. But I have to be up early enough so that I can kind of like actually wake up. Then I can eat. And then I can go for my jog and then start getting ready for work. So it's a whole big thing. Anyway, so last night I worked the evening shift. Then I hung out with my dad for a bit. Got home about an hour ago. And then as I'm just like kind of fooling around on the computer. And I looked at a package that I was tracking coming in from eBay that was supposed to come in a little bit later. It came in today. So I instantly woke up, ran outside, ran down the street to my mailbox, and this amazing, glorious package was waiting for me. I am so happy right now. I'm so excited and not only happy that this package is finally here, but I actually have the contents that's inside the actual said package. And it's no surprise because I titled this, it's you know what this is, but it's finally here. It says eBay. I picked it up on eBay. So we're going to open this up. I don't even think that I need to have... I feel it, and it just feels majestical, you know? Like, you know what this is. Especially if you're a gamer in the 90s, or you're a collector. You know that it's a chunky PlayStation 1 game. Alright, the tape... Oh, no. They did a pretty good job so far. The bubble wrap, they did a good job with it. I'm so excited. I mean, if you've seen my room video and tours and stuff like that, I've talked about this game before. Numerous times. And I've even shown it. However, that was not my copy. They did a really good job. I'm going to have fun with this afterwards. I can already see it. But it doesn't count. Oh, this is in nice condition too. And I think that, oh man. The Legend of Dragoon on PlayStation 1. This is in pristine condition here. I'm going to show you everything because this just looks absolutely fantastic. That's me in the reflection. Yeah, this is nice. It's like mint condition. Let's see if I can actually get that to focus a little bit. It kind of is. I've seen all of this before, but this is now my copy of The Legend of Dragoon, and this, in my opinion, is by far, not by far, because there's another game that's kind of close, but this is, without a doubt, the best turn-based RPG, and arguably the best RPG ever. The only game that comes close to it that you could say, that I could say, in my personal tastes, that could rival it and actually beat it, is a Western RPG that is not a turn-based game, which would be Skyrim. And as much as I love Skyrim, I honestly might like this game more. But I used to own The Legend of Dragoon. So the story with The Legend of Dragoon is that my friend had lent it to me. He was the one that got me into the Final Fantasies. I played Final Fantasy VIII first, I think on my own, or at a recommendation from him. Then he lent me Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, this is awesome as well. Then I started renting that game, and then he lent me The Legend of Dragoon. And I was like, this is where it's at. And then I played Final Fantasy IX as well, and I was just like, oh man, I love RPGs. Oh man, these are just in excellent condition. I am so happy. I am so happy. Wow. Like, this is the holy grail for my collection here. It's not even that expensive of a game. If you want to pick it up, like the physical copy, it's not. It doesn't command a crazy price. Although it did cost enough because I'm from Canada and I ordered it from the States because all the ones that they had in Canada were about $40 cheaper. But the condition that they were all in wasn't the greatest, and I was just like, I need to have this game. So I used to have and so then eventually, so after I lent it from my buddy back in the year 2000 or 2001, I ended up buying the what's it, greatest hits, that green Nickelodeon green with the orange greatest hits version, and that's the copy that I had pretty much forever. And not too long ago, like a few years ago, I had an X that had this game, that had the black label, Legend of Dragoon. So that was the copy that I would use when I would talk about it when I was playing it. But now I actually have the Legend of Dragoon black label, and it is my copy. This is all mine. And I am so happy right now to have this in my collection. I need a Legend of Dragoon remake. And it doesn't even need to be a remaster like what they're doing with Final Fantasy VII. All I need is what they did to Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy IX in the sense of the PlayStation 4 HD remakes. That's all I need. All I need is for them to go back in there and make them HD. That's it. Because I don't want to lose anything from the game. I wouldn't mind if they actually did remaster this. Or no, what am I talking about? I want a remaster. That's what I want, right? I think it's a remaster, not a remake. I wouldn't mind a remake either. But all I want is what they did with Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy IX. They basically brought the PC versions of them, the HD PC versions, to the PlayStation 4. They look fantastic. I have both. Gorgeous games. I probably should Twitch stream them at some point. But yeah, I would love for them to do that for the Legend of Dragoon. And I would also love for them to actually have a remake. With current, like, I would like to see what they could do with this, and I would like an actual sequel. They years ago they talked about, like, they were actually planning on doing a sequel for this, but it was canceled, and I still don't understand why. And then there's another thing that they had, what's the PlayStation All Stars? They were supposed to have Dart in that game, and why didn't they do that? PlayStation All Stars wasn't the greatest game, but having Dart in there would have been so freaking awesome, and I think that it would have made more people interested in PlayStation All-Stars to a degree. Like, I think a few more people would have been at least interested in the game, just to have Dart in it. But I think that it would have brought more attention to this game, and then we could have potentially had like a remaster or a remake and actual sequels to this game. I just want another game that takes place in this world with this kind of lore. It would be amazing. I would love a prequel to this too. I think that could be really interesting, kind of seeing where all the different characters come from. If you have not played this game and you like RPGs, you owe it to yourself to get this. They don't have a download version for PS4, which makes no sense to me, but if you have a Vita or a PlayStation 3, you can pick it up for, I think, like $10 or something like that, and it is worth every penny. 4 discs on PlayStation 1, so it's quite a long game here, and you're gonna love absolutely every second of it. The turn-based combat is the best kind of turn-based combat that you can have, other than maybe arguably Bravely Default. That's pretty freaking good too, but in terms of actually doing something with like QuickTime, it's kind of like QuickTime. You have your character when it's their turn, and it's their turn to attack. You have to press X or triangle or square or Y at the right time as you're going into it, and sometimes it's really fast depending on the movement that they're doing, and then they turn into dragoons. So much. It's the story though. The story of this is absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy that I had the Legend of Dragoon in pristine mint condition, and it's all mine now. Next thing that I want for this is I do want to get a sealed copy, like perfectly sealed, and actually send it in to have like it rated, to have it come back, and that would be like that would be my holy grail of the collection, would be to have this game in that format sealed. But that's going to be quite expensive and probably hard to find like a really good condition where it's still sealed like that. So there you have it. You've been bearded in. I have the Legend of Dragoon black label in my collection now, and I could not be happier. All right, talk to y'all next time.
Beardage.